What's up, everybody? It's the Common Sense Investor coming at you with another video. In this video, we're going to talk about Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX, AMC tokens, and more tonight. Now, before I get started, let me make it clear. I know there are other tokens out there, and I know there's supposed to be 8 quadrillion shares of AMC. I know that. So please, spare me in the comments that shit. I already know. Some people just like to add in there, oh, you forgot about this one. I ain't forgetting. Right now, what I want to focus on is the 400 million AMC tokens that were created by FTX and who they were sold to. That's the focus of this video. Now, I'll deal with the next video dealing with the myths about this token, such as there's 8 quadrillion shares. No, there's 8 quadrillion tokens. Alright? There's not 8 quadrillion shares. We'll talk about that in the next video. Because what I want to focus on right now is get us on the same page here. Alright? So that we can understand what we're dealing with. And right now, we got a mysterious person who called up FTX and wanted to mint 400 million tokens. Now let's stop right there, people. If I call up FTX and say I want to mint 400 million AMC tokens, and they would ask me, what are you going to put up with it? Well, AMC shares, of course. You got 400 shares of AMC? Yeah. You live in a trailer, got 3 dogs to take care of your old man, but you just happen to have 400 million shares of AMC laying around. He wouldn't have done it. The person who's there is going to be somebody who has the ability to convince FTX that they could have at least gotten 400 million shares. We'll talk about that in just a minute. The next point that happened that we know is that once the coins were minted, they were put on the market and people bought them up. Now, as the story went in the beginning, let's not forget the beginning. Only 335 people held these tokens over here on FTX, and there were 400 million of them. Okay? Now, the narrative we're told is that they are using these tokens as collateral, right? I just got through watching 2 YouTubers that are saying this, that FTX has made these tokens, they put them on the market, and now they're using them as collateral. And I want to stop and go, well, wait a minute, because see, you just added in a whole new mystery people here. We got a mystery person that went to FTX and said, I want to mint these tokens. And then we got somebody that's got the tokens and they're using them for collateral. That's too many missing pieces of the puzzle, people. And I'll take it a step further. If you could tell me that they are using tokens as collateral, then my next question would be, collateral for what? Because you ought to know the answer to that. If you're saying they are using it for collateral, where are they using it for collateral? There should be a record that we can point to then that can say that they are using the tokens as collateral right here. Then if we can do that, well, then you know who they are that own the coin. Plain and simple. But the question is, who started the process? And it's got to be somebody who has the ability to get 100 shares of AMC if needed. And they know that I couldn't do it and you couldn't do it. So somebody who picked up that phone had the ability, and when they asked FTX to do it, they was able to get it done. And there's only one group of people that could do that, people. And that would either be a clearinghouse or a self-clearing firm like Robinhood. Now, if Robinhood was to call FTX and say, I'd like to have 400 million AMC tokens printed, and I'm going to use 400 million AMC tokens one for one, then FTX would do it. Why? Because Robinhood would have the ability, if needed, to get the shares. All right? You could change that up and you could say Apex Clearinghouse. If Apex Clearinghouse was to call FTX and say, let's do this deal, FTX would do it. So it has to be somebody on the level of a clearinghouse, because even though how many shares Adam Aaron owns, he doesn't have this kind of stroke to where he could have done something like this. It would have to have been a clearinghouse. So we got that part done. But now we're still stuck right here on who they are. And they are using it for collateral. Where are they using it for collateral? Because if we could figure out that it was probably a clearinghouse that started this and it went into the market and they bought it and they are using it for collateral, who are they? Because they are part of this scam. All right? And I don't understand why YouTubers who could keep putting out videos talking about how somebody, mystery person, don't know who, went to FTX, he's the fall guy, let's talk about him, and he put these tokens onto the market, and yes, they did, and they using it for collateral, and you don't know who they are. So I have to say that pretty much they using it for collateral. The narrative that's being pushed on us until these answers to these questions are answered, people don't fall for that shit. If they can't tell you who created the tokens and they can't tell you who they are that's using them as collateral, then you need to consider they are bullshit. It's common sense, people. It says nobody can answer the questions. Just bringing it to you with common sense. And with that, love you. Don't fall for the bullshit. Keep your eye on the prize. And I'll see you in the next
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head.